Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Bill, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com. What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The White House feels very confident that the record Joe Biden and his administration have developed and all of the bills they've gotten passed, the jobs they've helped create, this economic boom in many places that's coming back, they are very confident that if you put that record up, even with these other comments about age and acuity, all of that, when you put that up against who any of their challengers could be, are likely to be from the Republican Party, that they would rather be the Biden campaign than the Trump campaign, the DeSantis campaign.
My detector test determined that was a lie.
God, it's amazing how they come out and they just lie. Oh, everything's wonderful. You know, it was interesting yesterday what they did. The banks are very, very important. It's the banks that drive the economy. It's the banks that are the engine to the economy. And they destroyed the banks. They destroyed the banks. And the banks are doing terribly. So what they did yesterday to try to prop the banks up, they came out with one of their fake narratives. A tool that's in their bag of tools. They came out and announced, oh, we just had a stress test. The banks, the biggest banks, J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, all passed their stress tests. Remember when they did this last time they did that? And then the banks collapsed about a month later. And we had the banks, SVB, that collapsed. Don't ever believe that. They came up with, that was just a total BS announcement trying to prop these banks off the bottom. It's amazing. Today, the CPI number comes out. Are you kidding? The CPI number is more crooked than a corkscrew, for God's sakes. Don't ever believe the CPI number. Whatever it is, just double it. Better off triple it. Then you'll have the real CPI, real inflation. Tell us how great everything is. Inflation's rising. If you go back to June, it was 3.1%. Here we are in August, it's 3.7%. So we went from 3.1% in June. Then we jumped July 3.2%. Here we are August 3.7%. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. So, and the other thing is, they keep on lying about how the consumer, they're responsible for all this inflation, all this spending, the consumer, they're spending. It's their fault. That's a bold-faced lie. But that's the narrative they created. And it's working. People believe that. People actually believe that inflation is caused by the consumer spending. So why do you think it is every first Friday of the month when we get the job numbers, there's a big celebration when jobs go down? They say, oh, jobs fell by 200,000 jobs. Yay! That's great. Wonderful. Jobs are down. Because if jobs are down, they're telling us, if people lose their jobs, they can't spend. And if they can't spend, inflation's going to come down. And that's a victory for inflation. What are they, nuts? That's not how it works. Are you kidding me? If a person loses their job, they keep doing this. You know how every day they say, oh, less jobs, that's good, we're going to beat inflation, less jobs. But the problem is the opposite happens. When you keep trying to cut jobs, when you keep raising interest rates on businesses, when Biden and Powell say, let's keep raising interest rates, that means then businesses will have to cut their biggest expense, which is labor. And the more jobs that are cut, the less people are working, the less they're spending, the less inflation. It's insane. It's insane. Because here's what happens. Let's say, for example, you sell bicycles. You have a bicycle store. And you have an inventory of 100 bicycles all the time. But now your inventory is down to 10 bicycles because nobody's working in the bicycle factory. Because Powell and Biden kept raising rates to the bike factory with interest so high they weren't making profits. They had to cut labor, the biggest expense. So what happens? The 10 bikes that are left that they were selling for $100 each, he moves them up to $300 each because he can demand $300. So inflation goes up. Just the opposite. They lie. It's a lie. Unbelievable. Just these people are nuts. And the mindset is what's scary. The mindset. Think about it. They take parking space in our heads that inflation is the fault of you, the consumer spending. And to fix it, to fix all that consumer spending, they're going to get rid of your job. Isn't that crazy? That's insane. That's nuts. So the real cause of inflation, remember, is government spending. They know that. They lie to us. They mask that. Because remember, the real cause of inflation, government spends. Spends. They love spending. So they always are spending more than the tax revenue they collect. Now, the real problem, when you keep spending more than you collect, you're running deficits. Biden ran a deficit, $2.8 trillion in 2021, $1.4 trillion in 2022. First 6 months of this year here, $1.6 trillion. Deficits have to be paid. So Powell's got to print money to pay the deficits. When you print money, that's more inflation. then to combat that inflation, that new inflation from printing, he has to raise rates again. It's a vicious cycle. And the purchasing power of your dollars drop. Inflation increases again. Were they nuts? So the real cause of inflation is government spending. But you got to understand, they don't care. They don't care. Why do you think they're blaming it on the consumer? See, they don't want you to know the truth. Because if you really understood the truth, what causes inflation, why are gasoline so high, why are groceries so high, there'd be busloads of people going down to the Capitol, be going down to the White House, be demonstrations. But people don't understand. People truly believe that inflation is caused by them spending. If they lose their job, that's going to help things out. Remember, everything changed. The biggest thing that changed was the Democratic Party under President Obama. This was no longer the Kennedy Democrat Party. You know, it used to be under both parties, the Kennedy Democrat Party, the Reagan Republican Party, both viewed, understand this, both viewed banks as an important tool that drives the economy without driving inflation. There was the key. Both parties knew that was important. And it was the goal of both parties to make sure they weren't driving inflation. That was the Kennedy Democrats, Reagan Republicans. So they knew they would have the Federal Reserve control the supply of money. They agreed on that, which is then supplied to the banks. The banks then supply the economy with money, small existing businesses and startups, which increases production, which increases jobs, increases savings, increases spending, and economic growth. But that all changed under Obama. That's not what he wanted. That's not what he wanted. More when we get back. And what's going to happen to stocks? By the way, gang, XLI is going down. Keep shorting it.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, Go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
The Feds have raised interest rates again, and AI is the topic of the day. No matter what the financial headlines are, be a successful investor with Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Take advantage of the free 10-day trial for the Working Investor Program. Phil Grandy has put together the tools you need to understand the stock market, with full access to the Phil's Gang website and access to Phil's Pro 2 color-coded charting software. Know with confidence when to buy, sell, and short a stock. Members also have access to Coffee Talk. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern, Phil Grandy talks about what's happening on Wall Street that day. Want to be a better investor? Then take advantage of the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. You'll find many more features and tools for the working investor. After the trial, it's just $59.95 a month for membership. Invest with the best. Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You can listen to me on Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Apple, and YouTube, my podcast, and of course my radio show. You know what most people don't understand? When I keep telling them the market's going to drop 48%, they look at you like you're nuts. But it is going to drop another 48%. There's no question about it. You see, everything changed. Remember, inflation has been viewed all the way up from the first president up to Kennedy, up to Reagan, as the worst event ever. Inflation's worse than war, worse than terrorism. There's nothing worse than inflation. It guts your economy. It's hard to get back from it. But guess what? The richest 1% thrive on inflation. They thrive because their assets increase. And it's the 1% who controls the Federal Reserve. So they're the problem. They want inflation. Now, here's the real problem. When you had the Kennedy Democrats and the Republicans under Reagan, those up to that point, they worked together. Their goal together was to control the supply of money. They gave the control to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve would then give the banks supply of money. And the banks would then supply it to businesses. And then the businesses would take that money and put it into business investment, new machinery, new equipment. soon their productivity would increase. That's the reason behind the banks taking money and putting it into these businesses. Both parties work together to make sure that this economy they were driving through these banks would be without inflation. That was the utmost important thing, was no inflation. So the banks, as I said, supplied the businesses. The business turned around and created productivity. Jobs increased, savings increased, spending increased, the economy grew. That stopped. That all stopped. And remember, then it was overseen by both the Senate and House banking committees. That was their job, to oversee this, to make sure our assets were protected, U.S. assets were protected. Everybody worked going in the same direction. Yes, the old Democratic Party leaned left toward labor and Main Street. The old Republican Party leaned more right towards corporate boardrooms. Yet, regardless, they all went to the middle. Both the Democrats and Republicans went to the middle to make sure we didn't have inflation. That all changed under Obama. That all changed. And then what happened was, as they create this inflation on purpose, because the richest 1% benefit, when the economy starts going downhill, they start QE, like in 2008. That's the worst thing you can do, to stimulate the economy with QE. We should have never gotten to QE. We shouldn't have gotten to QE, not even the QE1. But, you see, they didn't care, because they started to fear, look, this is the new Democratic Party. This is the new Democratic Socialist AOC Party. They wanted, especially Obama, is to grow their socialism, to grow the welfare state. So they didn't care how much money they printed, how much inflation went up. And the problem is, they were stupid. They didn't care that, okay, because inflation's going up, the economy's coming down, we're going to stimulate the economy to fix it. What we're going to do is print money. We're going to print all this money, and we'll go buy treasuries, and the treasuries will drop, and that means the Fed can drop their rates to zero and loan money out cheap, so people could have a house at 2.3% mortgage. They could buy a car at 8%. But wait a minute. The guy who was buying the house and buying the car, like I said yesterday, he doesn't realize he's getting screwed. Feels good he could get his car, he could get his house, but he was going to pay dearly for that. He'd be given both back at some time when it stopped. When the circus stopped, he'd be given it back. But not the 1%. The 1%, no. They don't give it back. In fact, what really drives you crazy is doing this QE. And they've done 4 QEs. The economy has dropped 4 different times between 2008 and 2023, and they've done 4 QEs, making the economy worse. And you're telling me the market's not going to go down when the 10-year Treasury yield right now is at 4.2%? And from 2008 to 2022, we had 3 corrections: 2018, 2020, and 2022. 3 corrections. Why? Every time the 10-year Treasury yield went above 1.6%, we was correct. Now the 10-year Treasury's at over 4%. You're telling me we're not going to correct? And they keep flooding the economy with QE. There's the problem. How do you get that money back out? You got to get the money back out. So you got to raise rates fast and hard. And they didn't do that. Why? Because they knew if they kept raising rates faster and harder and bigger, they'd really kill the economy. See, the whole idea with QE is just to create inflation for the richest 1% who control everything, just like George Carlin always pointed out.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
See? And they get richer and richer and wealthier as those assets go up. How do they get the assets to go up? By increasing inflation. QE. Printing more money to buy treasuries. And then they're telling you, the folks, hey, don't look at, isn't this good? You can get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 2.8%. But you don't realize you're going to pay for that 2.8%. It's going to be much more. You could possibly even lose your home. It's all fake. Stocks when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake business news network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days where you get my color-coded chart. Tells you when to buy, when to sell. We'll show you how to use that. During those 10 days, you're going to learn how to sell short. You got to learn how to sell short. And you're going to learn how the market works. You got to understand how the bond market helps you identify if you should buy a stock or sell a stock. In the 10 days, it's free. You're going to learn that. I hope you decide to stay with us after the 10 days. If you don't, that's okay. If you're making money after the 10 days and you didn't pay for it, that's fine. Just help out St. Jude once in a while. That's all. That's a good deal, isn't it? But I want you to understand this. 2008, 2010, 2012, 2020, and soon 2023. We've had 4 times they interfered, called financial engineering, into the free market doing QE. When they do QE, people think, wow, look at this, the market's going up. Yes, it's going up, but it's going to come down. And for the poor folks who aren't in the market, their food prices go up, their gasoline prices go up. So when you hear QE and they print money, they come in and they buy treasuries, drop interest rates to 0, and the big boys come in and start buying stocks, and the stock market goes straight up. The poor folks that aren't in the market, they're getting screwed. They're getting screwed. But they don't realize that. See, they don't understand what QE is. They think it's an ice cream cone. They have no idea what it is. And that's the way the government wants it. So if they do another QE, come in, and they lie and tell you, oh, this is good. We're doing QE because we're going to help all the poor people on Main Street. Well, yeah, your interest rates are going to come down your car and everything else. Yeah, you buy a boat, you lower interest rates. Buy a car, lower interest rates. Anything you finance, lower interest rates. But that's temporary because you're going to pay for it on the other end with inflation. But 99.99% of people don't understand that. And then on top of that, remember what they did. When Biden took over from Obama, from Trump, the economy was growing at 6%. The worst thing in the world he did. He created 3 more spending programs. Spending. We don't need spending. Remember, you spend to stimulate. We didn't need to stimulate. We were at 6%, but he didn't care. See, he didn't care. He doesn't care. He wants inflation. Biden wants inflation, so he and his buddies make money, 1% on their assets. So now we have the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, which is ridiculous. There's no reduction of inflation in the Inflation Reduction Act. That's a lie. Omnibus plan. So Powell destroyed and Biden destroyed the 6% economic growth. They destroyed it. Destroyed it. So now the stock market is struggling. So we had this wonderful rally after the market dropped because of the pandemic, and people said it was because of the illness the market dropped. No, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with the illness. That drop in 2020 had nothing to do with the illness. It had to do with the 10-year Treasury yield going from 1.6%, okay, to above 1.6. See, as long as the 10-year Treasury yields stay around 1.2, 1.6, they could keep driving the market up. But as soon as that 10-year Treasury yield started to get above it, the market would pull back. The market would pull back. We had 3 pullbacks because the interest rate's too high. Now they think that this market's going to rally again. Everything's okay. No, it's not. It's going to give up this rally. It's going to give up this rally. Because, again, remember, this is all inflation. Inflation's getting worse. And when you hear this kind of nonsense right here,
if you look at consumer spending, it's rock solid.
Rock solid. Their spending is rock solid. Rock solid? Are you kidding? He's broke. Why do you think he's borrowing? He went and took money out of his 401k. He refinancing the equity out of his home. He's tapping his credit card. He's getting money out of his insurance. We've never seen withdrawals like this. To spend, that's good. That's good. So, we've been purchasing oil. I told my members, this was back, listen to this. This was on, what was this day? On July 25th, on my radio show and my podcast, here's what I told everybody right here about oil. This was in July 25th. So, again, you're going to see these oil prices go to $100. Mark that down. Okay, the Phil Grandy said that, $3.55 and $7.25. You're going to see us go to $85 to $100. And it did. Now, how do we know that? Well, first of all, we know that anytime when the oil industry, the oil product drops by 30, 35%, then you get the big oil guys coming in and buying inventory and storing it. I was in that business. But I also knew from watching my color-coded chart, it was starting to turn green. I could see the money coming in. So that was on the 25th of July, and we took some profits last week, Friday. Then I told everybody, don't get out, take some profits, and then when it makes new highs again, we'll get back in. That's where the money's going. Why are you buying Apple? Why in the world are you buying Apple? Apple's not going to go anywhere. Apple's not going to go anywhere. Nvidia's not going to go anywhere. Microsoft's not going to go anywhere. You think you're going to buy Microsoft today at $335 and it's going to go up above the high of $366? No, it can't do it. Because at $366, you take from $335 to $366, those are all sellers in there. And guess what? The valuations, the PE ratios are too high. They're overvalued. Take the S&P, for example. The revenues on the S&P are growing at 4%. The PE ratio is 21. So revenues growing at 4%, PE ratio is 21. Apple, the revenues are growing at 1%, not 4%, 1%, and the PE ratio is 28. So you got people climbing all over themselves to buy Apple, think it's going to go by magic, it's going to go up because it's Apple. When the revenues are 1% and the PE ratio is 28. Are you kidding? When the S&P you can buy, when the revenues are 4%, not 1%, and it's cheaper, it's 21, the PE ratio, not 28. Why would you pay $28 for every $1 of earnings for Apple when you can buy the S&P for every $1 of earnings? You're paying $21 for every $1 of earnings. Meta revenues have grown 13%. The PE ratio is 23. So what the hell are you doing buying Apple when it's grown 1%? And the PE ratio is 28. That's what I just said. Meta, it's grown 13%. Its valuation is 23. Apple has grown 1% compared to Meta's 13%. Apple's PE ratio is at 28 compared to Meta's 23. What are you, nuts? Give me a break. We'll help you with all this. will get you into the right stock, just like oil. Our oil right up now is up about 22% on returns, 22, 25%. Or let's say 15 to 25%, depending where my members decide to get in. But that's where the money's going. Why are you buying tech? It's just crazy what's going on. And the market, remember, they've taken this market 2008, 2010, 2012, 2020, and they financially engineered it to go up by going in and buying treasuries to force yields down to zero, which is nothing but creating a big bubble that's going to pop. Join my gang, learn how to short so you can make money when this market goes down.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Short on time, but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also, listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You know, joining our gang will protect you because, or let's put it this way, you're going to be protecting yourself by joining the gang because you're going to, number one, we stay with the same 6 stocks all year long. And we have bonus stocks. We have a group of about 12 bonus stocks. We stay in those same stocks because not only do we buy them, we turn around and sell them short. 85% of the people lose money because if they're in a stock and it goes up and they say, oh, I better get out because it's going to go down. They get out, then they go look for another stock, but they got to find one that's going up. But what do you think? Your stock went up 10, 15%, but none of the other stocks went up? Of course not. If your stock went up 10, 15%, all the other stocks went up 10, 15%. So now you're going to go get out of your stock and go find a stock that's overvalued? When if you thought your stock is going to go down, that's why you got out, then turn around and short it. We're going to show you how to do that. We're going to show you to get the information you need to feel comfortable with either buying a stock or shorting a stock, which is called the bond market. And then you're going to have the color-coded chart that backs you up. If you decide to buy or sell, it'll tell you, and it's always accurate. It's color-coded. You get all this for 10 days. It's free. And we'll protect you from this kind of garbage right here, this kind of stuff.
If you look at consumer spending, it's rock solid. Now, some are saying, well, that's funded by savings and it's unsustainable. But ultimately, we are not seeing companies lay off workers.
We don't see companies laying off workers. Really? Wait a minute. What's she talking about? We're seeing major layoffs. Amazon, 8,000 people. Google, 12,000 people. Meta, 10,000 people. Microsoft, 10,000 people. She's a liar. Now, those are just those companies. Don't forget all the manufacturing companies. The manufacturing's at a 14-year low. Productivity is at a 60-year low. All those layoffs are coming. But it doesn't matter if you know how to go long a stock or short a stock. 85% of people lose money because they don't know how to short. They're looking at too many stocks. And when you stay with just 6 stocks, I'm talking about the best stocks. So when they go up, you're in them. When they go down, you're in them. And then you have a group of about 12 bonus stocks that you switch in and out of. So that is your whole world. Your 12 bonus stocks and your 6 stocks. That's your whole world. That's all you need to know. You make plenty of money. You make plenty of money. If you don't believe me, you can do it for 10 days free, for heaven's sakes. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and click where it says Get Started. And during the day, myself and Steve and Willie, we're with you all day long. We're identifying the stock opportunities to buy and sell short. We're telling you exactly what's going on in the market, just like I said on the oil. So again, you're going to see these oil prices go to $100. Mark that down. Okay, the Phil Grandy said that, $3.55 and $7.25. And said July 25th, I said that. And our oils are now up about 22 to 25%. You could have profited. You could have participated in that. It's not hard. You just got to get away from the noise. I mean, the noise is unbelievable. Look at this guy's one of the biggest liars in the White House. That's all he does is lie.
Turning to Bidenomics, we start from a position of strength. The U.S. economy is in solid shape with real GDP growth support.
Do you believe this? What he's saying? Real GDP growth? GDP growth is down. Are you kidding me? What's he talking about? a solid growth? The economy's doing well? Wait a minute. That's insane to say something like that. Corporate defaults. A record 53% increase in the first half of 2023. What's he talking about? What's he talking about? Deficits. The government, in the first 6 months, is spending far more money than it's taking in. That's another deficit. This is crazy. Unbelievable. We got some of the largest deficits ever. Ever. The economy, okay, is at a net loss. The economy's not growing like he's saying. It's not growing. The economy has a negative net worth. The national debt is almost now at $33 trillion. We've never paid $600 billion in interest payments. We have the largest corporate debt and the largest household debt in history. People are struggling. Manufacturing's at a 14-year low. Productivity. The biggest drop since December 2022. We have the worst inverted yield curve ever. Again, historic debt and deficits. Earnings has a two-year drop, biggest two-year drop. You know, earnings are a 25-year low, but people still going and buying stocks. Unbelievable. We have the largest construction spending ever. Big drop ever. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but the biggest problem, things are going to get worse because they're lying to you, because they won't tell you the truth that the inflation that we have right now in this market, and remember, inflation is worse than war, worse than terrorism, worse than anything you can think of. And it's in our economy right now. You can't get that out. Remember, they have the Federal Reserve plowing money in the economy for 14 years. It's called money supply. Keep giving money to people to borrow, to spend. Now they're choking with debt. Now the problem is you got to get that money back out, or people keep doing the same thing. Worse, because all that money's in and they can't get the money out fast enough, you have all the malinvestment that comes in from government. Look, we're going to have some wonderful opportunities in gold mining stocks. If they go back to QE, do you know what will happen to gold mining stocks? They'll go through the roof. They'll go up so big. So let's hope they go to QE, because that means we'll make a fortune on our gold stocks just like we did with oil. Nobody wanted to buy oil. When we bought oil, everybody thought we were nuts. Same thing when we started to short the airlines. We started short the airlines, the cruise lines. Everybody said, oh, the economy's strong, the economy's getting better, inflation's going down, everything's wonderful, we're in a Goldilocks economy. I said, let's short the hell out of the airlines and let's short the cruise lines. And they dropped like flying monkeys all over the place. Pop, 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 pop. It's not hard. People make investing hard because they're all over the place. If you just focus on the best stocks, and stay with them and learn how to make money when they go down. There is the key. I don't know how anybody can make money in the stock market unless they know how to make money shorting. And stop listening to these people. These people are crazy. They just lie. Here's another White House person.
The White House feels very confident that the record Joe Biden and his administration have developed in all of the bills they've gotten passed, the jobs they've helped create, this economic...
blah, blah, blah. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? This is what they've done? 72% of all the job gains since 2022 were lousy jobs. Lousy jobs. And they keep saying he created 13 million jobs. No, he didn't. 10 of the 13 million jobs, those were the same jobs that people left, and then when the pandemic was over, they went back to their same job. Real wages are down under by Biden, down by 5%. Since Biden got into office, real wages are down. Wages aren't keeping up with inflation. Not keeping up with inflation. right now, as I say, if you keep following these energy stocks, but right now you can't. Don't get into these energy stocks right now. We've taken a lot of our profits on Friday, okay, and we're just going real slow with them now because I think we're going to get a major pullback. Even though the reason they're going up is there's a cartel they formed where 80% of the oil producers around the nation got together to screw Biden, and they're cutting 1 million production by 1 million barrels a day. But that's only going to last for so long. So we're up between 22 and 25%. I think we got most of our money out of that now. Yeah, okay, so what I mean is the profits, we're still in them, but we don't have a lot of money in them right now. So don't be jumping these oil stocks. You got to get in when nobody wants the stocks. So why don't you join the gang tonight, free for 10 days, and get into the stocks that nobody wants and learn how to sell short. It's free for 10 days. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.